Hey everyone. Since I haven't had many video ideas, I've decided to do a video where I talk about some games on the App Store which are actually pretty good. And keep in mind, this isn't in any specific order, they're just a bunch of games that I think are pretty cool. The first one I have is Supreme Duelists. It's a game about sending your personal ragdoll into battle with lethal weapons. You can have a 1v1 against an AI which you can set the difficulty for. It's the perfect game to play whenever you're bored. And overall, it's a fun game to play. It's an easy game to play. I mean, if you want to play it by just charging at your enemy with no plan at all, you can probably still win them. And if you want to have a difficult game where you have to think and strategize, it has that too. It's still fun for beginners and for pros who've played it for months and months. And there are some ads, but there's a secret which I like to use where you click off the game and then go back on it and the ad's gone. I'm not sure if this works for all phones, but it works on my Huawei, so I'm assuming it works on everything else. And even if it doesn't, there's still a lot to look forward to, so I don't even think ads can ruin it, which is saying a lot for a mobile game. And there's another mode where you can fight endless waves to get a high score, which I find to be really enjoyable. It even has a really wide variety of weapons to use. And if you use the randomizer, then you can get any weapon, and it's really unpredictable, which I find fun to use, because you never know which weapon it is, and you have to adapt. And on top of that, all the weapons have their own different designs and abilities, making them even more unique. And on top of that, there's a bunch of maps, so mixed with the assortment of weapons, there's nearly endless possibilities and combinations. And on top of that, there is multiple good themes in the whole of the game. When you start up the game, it gives you one of the best themes I've ever heard, and in battle, it gives you this really epic fight scene music. In a nutshell, the game is amazing, and I am really confused how this hasn't been on console yet. This game is basically just amazing. I mean, my first thought was, how is this so well made? Like, everyone always sees the app games which are like, oh, this is a game for buddies. This has 10,000 ads before you can even press a button to start the game. But this is just amazing. The next one on my list is a game called Worldbox. It's a sandbox game which starts you off on Earth, a pre-generated Earth, and it allows you to either make your own one, so you can just turn it all into the ocean and then build the ground up from there, or you can just destroy it all with super bombs, which I like doing a lot. You can spawn in bears, wolves, sheep, flies even, which are just tiny pixels, and you can spawn in humans, which is the most complicated of them all. So if you spawn in a bunch of humans, they will start chopping down trees, making houses, lighting campfires, and eventually just make a whole kingdom. And if you have multiple different kingdoms throughout your Earth, you can have them either fight or have them make peace. There's just a bunch of whole different mechanics, so you should download the game for yourself because it's free, no ads, and it's just enjoyable. And for number 3, we have Marvel Champions. This is probably one of the most well-known games out of all the ones on my list, so you've probably heard of it, but you may not have actually downloaded it, so I will enlighten you on why you should. It's a fun game where there are no ads, for one. There are in-game purchases, but you can go just fine without any of them. It's a fighting game where you can have all your favorite Marvel characters fight each other. It has really good fighting mechanics, it has a cool story, very interesting levels, which are very hard but enjoyable at the same time. It's a game where even if your opponent is much stronger than you, as long as you have the skill, you can win. And that is an important part of basically every fighting game. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I will make a two-parter with more games you should definitely check out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to subscribe. Have a good day, and goodbye.